Hey guys, it's Steven here. Welcome back to another transfer video, transfer target roundup kind of thing. It's been a little bit quiet in the world of Manchester City over the past day or so, but there is still some interesting things to talk about. So today, I'm going to go through all the big headlines from across the world of Manchester City. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to this channel. First of all, though, I want to say thank you to OneFootball. Continue to be absolutely awesome. If you do want all that breaking news, obviously other than this channel, Esteemed Kompany right here, OneFootball is the place for you. Go and download OneFootball right now in the link in the description below. It's absolutely awesome. It costs nothing as well. It's free. Genuinely costs nothing. I've been using it for over 3 years now, and you get all the information, all the stats across the Euros as well as Manchester City, of course. You get all your Euros goodness sent straight to your phone, and it's brilliant, I promise you. So if you want to get the profiles and all the players linked to City, download OneFootball right now. Help support my channel, and it nourishes and enriches your phone, and you will not regret it. I promise you. Do it right now. First of all, we're going to talk about left backs. Now, this came from Simon Bukowski at the Manchester Evening News. Simon's a good bloke, and he said today, basically, that there may be no real movement at left back, which is quite interesting. Now, he reported that Zinchenko is still set to start the season as Manchester City's first choice left back, because basically our priorities are in other areas of the pitch in terms of our transfers, which makes an awful lot of sense. Of course, Zinchenko was very good towards the back end of last season, possibly culpable for the Chelsea goal in the Champions League final, if we're being honest, a little bit slow to react. But other than that, he was genuinely good last season, and I love Zinchenko. I think he's a top bloke, absolutely adorable, and he's worked incredibly hard, and he's a good footballer as well. He seems to get better every single year, which is something to consider. His trajectory, he does improve, and he does improve, and he's still got some way to go, in my opinion, in terms of his potential, but he's getting there, slowly but surely, and I'm more than happy with Zinchenko being around. But it's interesting, though, because I do feel like we need essentially a proper left back, and what I mean by that is someone who is naturally good at getting forward and putting in crosses and all that kind of stuff. Zinchenko will never be that kind of left back. He's a Pep Guardiola kind of left back, which is fine, but it isn't the kind of left back when you need a little bit of creativity. Now, the article continued to say that basically there's little chance of Benjamin Mendy being sold this summer, which also makes sense. I mean, I think I've mentioned that a few times in videos before. It's pretty obvious. It's quite easy to call, really. Mendy's on incredibly high wages. No one really seems to want him, and no one really trusts his physicality anymore in terms of his fitness and his injury record, which also is understandable, Mendy's a good bloke. I don't think he's as bad as we make him out to be sometimes. He's totally fine if we're playing a mid to lower table team in the Premier League, as long as we've got a strong 11 around him. He's a fine backup. But what I will say is, I think we'd all probably admit he's not really fulfilled his potential or promise due to injuries and bad luck and all that kind of stuff, of course. But overall, he's not really been a success at Manchester City. And I think it's pretty obvious that if a suitable taker came in from Mendy and put in a decent bid, he probably would just take him. They'd let him go. They'd let him go. But that doesn't seem to be likely, simply because no one really wants Mendy, and I don't really blame him. And at the same time, City allegedly are relatively happy with the promise shown at left back by Joao Cancelo and potentially someone like Nathan Ake as a backup if he's around as well. So it's a little bit frustrating because I do feel like we've had a left back problem for an awful long time now. I like Zinchenko, and I think Mendy's totally fine as a backup, and I don't mind Cancelo every now and then at left back either. But what I will say is that I do wish we had a proper, undisputed specialist that we all categorically trusted. I know a lot of you do trust Cancelo at left back. A lot of you do trust Zinchenko. But I do think it's relatively divided in the way that it isn't divided in other positions on the pitch. We've not had a genuine world-class left back for a long time now, and it'd be nice just to tick that off. Maybe one day we'll go for Nuno Mendes and someone like that, and he'll develop into the left back that we hope he can be. Anthony Robinson as well, the Fulham lad, has been linked, and he's okay, but he apparently he's not going to be coming in either, from what I can tell. I think there's a genuine shortage of great left backs that are reasonably priced around at the moment. Well, there's a shortage of great left backs, full stop. I mean, the ones that are great, like Robertson and Davis, are totally unreachable. Maybe Theo Hernandez, another one, is probably unreachable in terms of the cost. So there isn't that much around these days, and I understand why City are being a little bit cautious on that front. We'll see. But don't expect to have a new left back this summer, is what I would say personally. One player who could be here next season, according to reports yesterday from Jack Gorn, who's obviously the Northern football correspondent for the Daily Mail, very connected with the club in general, is that apparently Fernandinho has agreed a one-year contract at Manchester City. I not did a video yesterday because it's simply not being announced yet, and according to Jack, the official announcement won't actually be for a while. It'll be announced around pre-season trading, so you've got a few weeks to wait for that, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame because I'd love to celebrate Fernandinho staying for another year because I think it's the right thing to do. Fernandinho's already shown us all that he's still got plenty left in the tank, and the way I see it now personally, keep him here with Rodri for another season and start to groom the likes of Romeo Lavia as a potential backup. I mean, who knows, City could go for someone like Locatelli or Douglas Luiz, or I don't know, they could go for another midfielder, and I would not be surprised if we did, but at the same time, Fernandinho being around, I'm fine with that, man. We don't need Fernandinho not getting a send-off, and we don't need another legend gone after Aguero this year. It's one every year these days, one goes every year, at least it makes it a little bit more manageable, I don't need many at the same time. But Fernandinho still has a world of experience and a world of quality, so I'm not going to complain whatsoever about Fernandinho being around, because I think it makes an awful lot of sense. He's a fantastic player and crucial for next season's. Just even being around the squad is great. Laporte, now according to Samuel Marsden, who writes for ESPN Sport, apparently Laporte would be open to offers this summer after falling behind Diaz and Stones. Sounds like a rehash of reports that we've seen a lot of. I'm not saying he's wrong or whatever, but Laporte, of course, did that tweet yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, actually putting down some rumours like this. Now, according to this report, anyway, Barca are interested in Laporte should Samuel Umtiti leave. The La Liga would start to move another centre-back before thinking about a City defender. With Lenglet, they were apparently up for a transfer. And of course, as well, we got to consider the fact that Ramos is going to leave Madrid, which leaves them short of a centre-back. And of course, now Laporte is the poster boy for Spanish defenders. He's obviously now starts the Spanish international side. So there is something in this potentially if Laporte wants to go. I don't know if he will do, simply because I don't know who's going to bring the money to the table. I don't know if he wants to go. I don't know, but I do think there is something in it, roughly speaking. But like Bernardo, they have to bring the money to the table, and who is going to do that at the moment? It feels highly, highly unlikely, but you just never know. You never know. But either way, it's something to keep an eye on. I think there's a little bit of noise there to take it seriously, but not enough noise to say that he's going yet. That's what I would say personally. And finally, I just kind of want to talk about Kevin De Bruyne, man. I watched the Belgian game yesterday, and Kevin De Bruyne coming back on the pitch. It was wonderful to see him, and he didn't need a mask or anything like that from his broken cheekbone. But it was wonderful to see him be as good as that we all know he could be. I love it when the eyes of the world are watching KDB, and they get to realise just what we know, that actually he's a little bit better than you all realise. Everyone thinks, oh, he's another world-class player. No, he's so much more than that. I'm sorry, we don't talk about, in my opinion, KDB being like Pogba or Fernandes or whatever, those players that are always compared to him. No, you put him up in the conversation with the greats. I honestly mean that. I think as a talent, is what he can do on the pitch, it's freakishly good, and he does it at a frequency hardly anyone else other than Messi can manage, and I genuinely mean that. He's better than the likes of Modric, in my opinion. He's won a Ballon d'Or. He's up there, possibly, he's definitely up there the likes of Xavi and Iniesta and Zidane. I honestly mean that. You can say I'm talking bullshit, but that is my opinion, and if he was at any other club in the world, people would be saying that, but City aren't popular. Maybe he needs a Champions League, I admit that. Maybe he needs a major competition internationally as well, I'll admit that. But what I will say in terms of absolute talent, he hasn't got the legacy yet, admittedly, because the legacy is all about trophies and all that kind of stuff, but in terms of talent, he's freakishly good, and the way he made football yesterday look so easily, it's not even fair, KDB. Stop being that good. Absolutely ridiculous. The way he sat the defenders on his arse yesterday and got that assist, and then the quality with his weaker foot to pass it into the bottom corner from 20 yards. He is a cheat code, and he single-handedly changed the course of that game yesterday. What a player. What a player. And basically as well, I want Lukaku now. Not because of yesterday. I think he's great anyway, Lukaku. I just think he's a lot better than people realise. The best striker in Serie A at the moment, and a powerhouse, a battering ram, and his link up with De Bruyne is absolutely fantastic. But either way, I just want to talk about De Bruyne because I love the fact that he's playing again. He did say, by the way, he's got like no feeling in the left side of his face, which is just fucking shocking. Terrible challenge, and it should have been a red card, but let sleeping dogs lie and all that kind of stuff. Still annoyed for him though. When I saw that comment about him losing feeling in his face, it really pissed me off. Hopefully it'll come back though, and the nerve damage isn't permanent. But either way, that's my roundup of the news. I will be doing another video tomorrow and then Sunday as well after that. I've not done some live videos for a while, but I will do soon, I promise you. Thank you so much to all the the patrons currently scrolling down the side of the screen, all absolute heroes. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. If you want to help support a little bit more, patreon.com/esteemed company. No worries if you can't, just keep watching these videos. You're all awesome, and I'll see you very, very soon.